Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome back to my channel Leela Web Dev. In this video, we are going to understand about the another new design pattern that is called as a prototype design pattern, and I will try to show you in a clear and practical way. So normally the prototype design pattern, why we try to use it, we'll try to see. Many people get confused between the prototype design pattern and also about the JavaScript prototypes also. So we will clear that confusion completely. So in this video, what I will try to do is I will try to tell you how the prototype design pattern actually solves the problem, and also a real-time production example also I'll try to show you, and I will explain you how the code works line by line also, and the benefits, limitations, and the performance related, why we need to use the prototype design pattern. These are all the things we'll try to understand. So by the end of this video, what we will try to have is you will know exactly when and why we need to use this pattern, prototype design pattern. So normally, if you try to see, normally in the real-time application, so when you are having a class or something like this, okay, so class X or anything, so you are having some class. And in this class, so what you'll try to do, so when you want to create an instantiation for this one, so you will be having something like name, okay, type, and let's say type. Let's say you have a person or something like this, okay, so person, so you will have the name, age, and you will also have another parameters like occupation and comma, country and comma, hobbies and comma, pride and so like this you will be having a lot more mini parameters, so you will be coming across these type of things, right? So what I was trying to tell you is, so here you will be contain parameters in return. So these things also can contain an objects also, nested objects also. So you'll be having configuration rules, default values, so many things you'll be having. So now whenever you want to create a person or something like this, so for example, let's say that constant John, I want to create it that constant John. So then what you will try to have, so now whenever you're having constant John or something like this, so you want to create a person, so something like we will create a person like this. So let's say that we are having another guy, something like Jane, okay. So here only the name is only the different for this Jane, for let's say example, so the hobbies and everything is one and the same only, but only the name is only the different means. Then what we need to do, so again we need to write all these things and these things, right? So this creating of the constructor thing, so we need to remember all those parameters and all those things we need to remember. So this creates a tightly coupling code between the client code and also the object creation. So we'll be getting a higher chance of bugs also. So repeated the setup logic, so we are trying to repeat the setup logic and something like that. So this prototype design pattern solves this all the problem. Let's try to see. The prototype design pattern creates new objects by copying fully initialized objects. So here what I can do it is, instead of having this one, so I can copy this one, okay, I can copy this one and I can change it. Just John is equal to Jane is equal to John, I can keep it constant. Jane is equal to John, so that all the object and everything will be, we got it. So now here this could not be the thing. So why? Because so here these two are sharing the same memory location. So whenever I try to change the Jane name, automatically the John name also will be getting changed. So this is not the correct thing. So just I am trying to explain you. So now what does the prototype pattern try to do? It creates the new objects by copying the existing data, fully initialized object, instead of creating them from the scratch. That existing object is called a prototype. Instead of rebuilding of everything, we can clone the prototype. So here we are cloning the prototype and modify only the properties that are different. This keeps the object creation simple and safe. So that is the main thing. Important clarification what I want to tell is, prototype design pattern is not as same as JavaScript prototype inheritance. JavaScript prototype inheritance, prototypes are used for sharing the behavior, not the properties, state and all those things. Prototype design pattern is about copying the object state. These are all completely different concepts. So let us take some enterprise example, so that you can able to understand it clearly. So here I am creating a new folder, okay, prototype, let's say. And in this prototype, what I will be trying to do is, so here I will create a prototype.js file. So this is our thing. Imagine we are having an HR system which have multiple forms like employee form, contractor form, manager form or something like that. All these forms share the common fields, validation rule, layout configuration and permission settings. Only small things changes between them is the forms. Creating each form from the scratch would cause duplication and errors. This is perfect use case for the prototype design pattern. So let's try to create this prototype design pattern so that you can able to understand it clearly. So for this one, what I would be trying to do it is, so right here, let's say that I am having a fields. Okay, I am having a field. So this one will be having a constructor. Okay, so this field is nothing but a checkbox, text object, or something like that. So each field you will be having a name and the type, text area or text or something like that, and you will be having a required. Okay, required. So you will be having a required. So whatever thing you want to pass it, you can pass it. And in this one, so you can have this dot name, this dot type, this, that's it. So now here I'll be having like this. And now the next one, what I would be trying to do it is, so whenever I will be having a clone method here. Okay, so I will be having a clone method. I will try to explain you one by one this one also. So whenever anyone creates new field of like this, that's it. So we are trying to do it. And next one, I am having a class form, and this form, so we'll be having this is the main form. So contract form, employee form, something like that. Constructor. So this one you'll be having a title, and you will be having the fields. Okay, so next one you'll be having the fields, and next one you'll be having the permissions, and next one you'll be having the layout. That's it. So this is the thing which I will be trying to do. And here I can have this dot title is good, this dot fields is good, this dot permission is good, permission, layout is good, layout. That's it. So now this is the thing. Now here what I will be trying to do, here also I will be having a clone and return new form of. So here I can do this dot title, and we need to do the each one map, and I will try to do the clone. Why? Because so we should not share the same state. So here also you will be having the, so you should not share the state, right? This dot permissions we need to have, so that permissions. Okay, yeah. So here you can have this dot permissions, and here also I can have this dot layout. Okay, this is the clone thing. So now let's try to have a print also, so that you can able to understand it clearly. So I will be having a print, so that if you want to print it, means we'll print it, and Copilot will give you these all the things. So no worries. So here I am printing out just all the fields and all those things. Done. So now what I would be trying to do it is, I will create a base form. So constant base employee form or something like this. Employee form is equal to new form of. So here I would be trying to have employee onboarding or something like that. And here we will be having a new field, something like first name and last name, something like this we'll have. Okay, I will try to keep it like this. Sorry, I'll keep it like this. So these are the base forms, and here you can have candidate true, something like this. These are the permissions we'll be having. So this is our base form. So now what we need to do, we need to create another form that is nothing but contractor form. So contractor form, instead of creating again new, so constant contractor form is equal to new form of, instead of using this one, so just I can take the clone from this one. Okay, and what I want to do it is, I want to change only the title, and just this first name and last name is one and the same only. Just I will try to push only this one, and these permissions and everything is one and the same only. Just I will try to do this one. That's it. So now if I want to do the another form, something like manager form, let's say constant manager form. So just I'll take the clone. That's it. So now here I can do manager form fields that push and all those things. So now this one is different, and this one is different, and this one is different. So now if I try to print these all the things, so here I can print these all the things. That's it. So now if you try to check the output for this one, okay, so here I can go to cd prototype, and here I can do node prototype.js file. Now here you will be able to see everything. So here you will be able to see the employee form, employee onboarding, and these are the fields and permissions you are having. And same thing, contractor onboarding is there, so which you are having name, first name, and this one is there, candidate false, and this one is there, and each one you will be having is different thing. So here you are having candidate true, and this one I made it as a false, and here also manager onboarding. So we are able to see these all the things. So now without creating the heavy lifting of the object. So I don't bother about these all the fields, what I want to do, the permissions and all this. So this preparation of the form is done at the one time only. Okay, and I was making use of this base form but also to create another forms. So this is called as a prototype design pattern. So now here, instead of creating the object and all those things, everything is done. Okay, so this is what I want to tell you. Here I will try to explain you one by one. So here we are having the class field, these all things. This constructor initializes the field properties, and the clone method creates a new field object with the same values again. This ensures that every cloned form has an independent fields, not shared ones. That's the main thing. And now we are having a form. So this is our form. And in this form, what we are trying to do, sets the form state. So this one is setting the form state. And copies the title, deep copies the fields, copies the permissions and layout objects. Everything is trying to do it here all. This prevents the shared preferences and ensures the safe customization. And now when we are trying to create the prototype, so this is our main prototype, so which we are trying to create it. And this object is created once only, and it is fully configured, tested and validated. This object becomes our prototype actually. And now whenever you are trying to do, so we need to clone that basic base employee form prototype and modify only what it is different. That's it. This is what I want to tell you. And benefits of this prototype design pattern is simplifies the object creation. Without prototype pattern, the client must know each and every parameter in the constructor, and he needs to know about the internal detail, everything. With the prototype pattern, the client simply clones an object and updates only the required properties, whatever is necessary for him. This makes object creation easier, safer, and lesser error prone. And also one other thing, whenever the constructor changes, all client code that uses this one all should be changed. But here only this one is changed means enough. That's it. Prototype pattern removes all those dependencies. The client depends only on a stable clone method, not on the constructor details. All the constructor logic is centralized in one prototype. Any fix or improvement is done in one place and automatically applies to the future clones. This makes the system easier to maintain over time. So that is what I want to explain you. So performance impact and all those things, I don't want to tell you that primarily this prototype pattern is not primarily for the performance optimization. For simpler objects, cloning can be slower than using the constructors. Performance improves only when object initialization is expensive, heavy computation is done during setup. In such cases, cloning avoids repeating the costly work. Deep cloning itself can be expensive, so this pattern should not be used blindly. So that's the thing. So when to use this prototype pattern? Use prototype pattern when object creation is complex, many objects share a common base configuration, customization is minimal, initialization is expensive. And when not to use this prototype pattern? Objects are simple, deep cloning is difficult, immutability is strictly required, memory usage is critical. So that's it guys about this one. Final conclusion, what I want to tell is prototype design pattern is about copying instead of rebuilding. Its biggest advantage is simpler object creation and better maintainability, not raw performance. Used correctly, it makes complex systems cleaner and safer. Used incorrectly, it can introduce complexity and memory overhead. So one line before closing of this one, so what I can say it is, prototype design pattern creates new objects by cloning an existing fully configured object and modifies only what it is different. So that's it guys about this concept. So hope you understood about this prototype design pattern. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.